The Bobble Stitch Knit in Stockinette. Hi, I'm Kristen and welcome back to my channel, Studio Knit. This Bobble Stitch creates a fun little pop of three-dimensional texture for any project. You can create these pretty little raised bumps atop any knit stitch pattern of your choice. In my examples, they are atop the garter stitch as well as the stockinette stitch, really easy ones. Today we are knitting a 4-stitch bobble, and those 4 stitches make the width of the size of the bobble, and then we're making 3 different sizes, and the height determines the size of each of these 3 different sizes. We make our bobble on the right side of our work, on the front side, so that you can see it. And if I turn it around, let me show you what it looks like on the back of your work. You'll see the little indentations of the back side of the bobbles. For your knitting materials, there's no special tools needed. Just use your regular yarn, knitting needles, any size of your choice, scissors, and of course, a tapestry needle. The small size of this bobble is knitting the stockinette stitch in just 1 row. And then we have a medium size, and that is knitting the stockinette stitch in 3 rows. Again, that is the height of the bobble. And lastly, I'll show you what the large size looks like, and that is knitting the stockinette stitch 5 rows so that it is much taller. So let's knit it up using the medium size as our example. We are doing 3 rows in the stockinette stitch. And to begin, again, any knit stitch pattern of your choice, any project, and you are choosing 1 stitch from which you would like to begin. So step 1 is increasing. We are doing a knit 1, purl 1 twice. So after you knit 1, you keep the stitch on the needle, and then you purl into it. Again, keeping that stitch on the needle. You knit into the stitch to make the increase. And lastly, we are making those 4 stitches by increasing, purling right here, and then you can take your yarn off your needle, and where we started with 1 stitch, now we have 4. So then you turn your work, and we are going to be purling on the wrong side of our work. So that means we need to bring our yarn to the front, and you do that by bringing it in between the 2 needles, and we simply purl those 4 stitches that we just created out of the 1. So we're purling 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now again, we are going to turn our work. We can keep the yarn on the back side because we're knitting the stockinette stitch. So our second row of the stockinette is just knitting those 4 stitches. So we're knitting 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, and I want you to know that the written pattern is available over on my website. I will have a link in the description below. So these 4 stitches, you turn it one last time to do the 3rd row of the stockinette stitch, and that is purling these 4 stitches again. So we're purling 1, 2, 3, and 4, turning it one last time, and there's our pretty little stockinette stitch for our medium-sized bobble, and we finish up by decreasing. So we're going to slip, slip, knit. So we slip 1 and 2 stitches purlwise onto our right-hand needle. Using the left needle, you knit into it, and that brings 2 stitches into 1. And then these last 2 stitches, we are doing the knit 2 together. And now we have 2 stitches, but we began with 1, so we need to take it back down to 1 stitch. So we are going to pass that stitch over the knit 2 together stitch, and you are done. And you just continue knitting and adding bobbles wherever you'd like into your knitted piece. For the small size, it's just 1 row of purling. So after you do those 4 stitches, the increases of 4 stitches, you just purl the 4 stitches And when you turn your work, that is when you begin the decrease section to finish up those small little bobbles with one row of your stockinette stitch. And the larger size bobble, this is 5 rows of stockinette. You can really see that texture. You are going to be knitting and purling your stockinette stitch into 5 rows. So after you have knit the stockinette stitch in 5 rows, that is when you begin your decrease section to create your 4 stitch, 5 row, large sized bobble. I hope you are inspired to knit bobbles in your next project. Don't forget, the printable written pattern is available for free over on my website, Studio Knit, and I will see you here next time. Bye!